Today we're going to do 7-3, which is binomial radical expressions. And the problem says to simplify, rationalize all denominators, and assume that all variables are positive. But in this problem, there isn't a denominator, and there aren't any variables, so you can just simplify the problem as it is. The first step in this is to factor each radical, and you do this by dividing 75 and 48 respectively into their square roots. So 25 will go into 75 3 times. See the multiplication down here. And 16 will go into 48 3 times. But the 5 root 3 will stay the same. Then from here you can think about what 25 is, which is 5 squared, and what 16 is, which is 4 squared. And it makes it easier to picture which numbers go where. Then now you need to simplify each radical, and you square root any of the numbers. So the 5 squared was in there, so you're going to take it out and just put 5. I'll wait to do this, because that's the next step. Then here you do 4 times 2, and that leads to 8. So that's what you have then. Finally, you have to distribute, so you take all the numbers that more in front of square root signs, you add or subtract them together, and you get 8 root 3. And that's the answer to that problem. Then for number 40, it says simplify, rationalize all denominators, and assume that all the variables are positive. Same direction. But for this one, we actually need to rationalize the denominator because we have a denominator. So to rationalize the denominator, you take the opposite of the denominator, and you multiply that number by the denominator. So it would be, if that's a plus, that turns into a negative. For this, you're going to do FOIL, and you're going to just multiply these numbers by each other, and you're going to get 4 root 2 minus 4 root 3 plus root 12 minus root 18. Then you're going to do these together, which will give you the squared, the plus and the minus, and the squared. So down here, you can simplify this, and you'll get 2 minus 3. And this you can keep the same, but you have to look at these numbers because they need to be simplified. So to simplify the radicals, you can break 12 down into 4 times 3, break 18 into 9 times 2. That makes it easier to think about. Then from here, you're going to get 2 root 3 and minus 3 root 2. Take the 9, and that's 3 squared. The 3 will come down here. Then you just have to simplify these numbers. You have to put those two together. You have to put the root 2's together. You'll get this number, and then you simplify it by dividing it by -1, and you'll get that number. And that's how you solve the problem and rationalize the denominators.